Leagues 5 Raging Echoes has released with a bang, and it's the biggest one yet. Never before seen combat masteries and insanely fun new relics make this year's journey one that you don't want to miss. My Ultimate Leagues 5 melee guide is out now, so check that out before we get stuck in. We're going with an overpowered melee build, utilising the areas of Varlamore, Tirannwn and Morytania to the fullest, defeating the echo bosses of each region to get the best gear in the game. Don't worry, we aren't going full on sweat mode, we're having fun, and what better way to start than right from the beginning. Episode 1, The Beginning. We started our journey off in the world of Relic by spawning in Lumbridge, where we opened the League's menu and got our first task completed. We selected Karamja, as that's the only region that we can select at the beginning, as we start off with Mistlin and Karamja. Our main aim for the start of this journey is to smash out as many tasks as we can. Points are also nice as well for relics, but we want to do as many tasks as we can so that we can unlock the next area. We also want to smash through points so that we can get the initial relics, and our aim is to try and power through to tier 4 where we can get our real boosts in XP and minigame multipliers. Just from moving around the game we got points. That's why I love Leagues, man, it's just too good. So we moved into Zenaris and we got our first task, which gave us lots of points, but we'll be doing that task later. We just wanted to do it for the points. We moved into Varrock and we got a cat that we stroked for 10 points. And then we pet a stray dog, what a good doggy, and moved towards the staff shop and equipped our first elemental staff, which was another 10 points. We started the Demon Slayer quest, which we'll finish off later, but we proceeded to watch Wally defeat a foul demon and be very happy with himself about it. Whilst we're here in Varrock, we bought a red cape and a newspaper because they're easy tasks for the Varrock Easy Diary. We thought we'd be as efficient as possible, and then we continued to do the Demon Slayer quest up until the point where we put water in the hole. We bought a house and cut our hair. Well, I mean we're bald, so I don't know what we're cutting. But then we moved to the Rune Mysteries mine, did some tasks there. Now I moved and put my steel full helm on this hat stand and completely forgot about my steel full helm, so it fell onto the floor and I missed out on some points there. But then we killed a mugger, absolutely savaged him, and cleaned the grimy guam that we got off of him. And then Shaitan took over us and we decided to insult Charlie the Tramp because we thought he was a tramp. Then I felt bad for insulting him, so I gave him some money, and then I proceeded to tell him to get a job again. All of that, and I didn't even get the task for it. I couldn't find the damn tramp. We continued to smash out some tasks in Varrock, but then Karma came and hit us real hard and I almost died to a dark wizard. There was a task to get revenge on them, but then they almost got revenge on me. Yeah. After my life flashed before my eyes, we got total level 100, which was our first milestone of this account, and that gave us 30 points, you know. We continued to get some more quick, easy tasks done, like killing a ram, and then doing some farming tasks, such as planting some barley seeds and protecting our crops. I'm so glad they changed this task to be chopping a log from an oak tree, and not that one log in the middle of the farm that everybody was lining up to try and chop during the last league. Since we bought a house earlier, we were able to do some tasks within our house, which were some easy points, and that allowed us to unlock our tier 2 relic, which we went with dodgy deals. For our tier 1 relic, we went for Animal Wrangler, which will come in handy later, but for tier 2 we went for dodgy deals, which will have great synergy with thieving and basically our overall route. I think it's the most powerful tier 2 relic anyway, so we're going to be really taking use of that when we get to Varlamore later. Since we have access to Karamja as our second start area, we did some quick tasks in there before making our way back to Lumbridge and going up the forbidden northern staircase. Now that we're finishing up some tasks in Lumbridge and Karamja and we've unlocked our tier 2 relic, we decided to make our way to the Ham members' hideout and thieve them using dodgy deals, which will give us tons of clues and some nice early thieving XP. So once we've done that, we got 40 thieving so that we could defeat a Varrock card and then thieve them with dodgy deals as well for some starter cash. Dodgy deal is just extremely overpowered. Essentially what it does is it allows you to pickpocket in a 5x5 area, and it gives you any loot from anything of the same type in that area. So you get tons of loot, lots of XP, and it's just overall amazing. Now our only aim isn't just relics and area unlocks, it's also upgrading our combat masteries. So we want to try get to tier 6 in a combat mastery as fast as possible. So one of the things that we needed to do was kill a giant or a moss giant. So we opted for a moss giant and we got our first tier 1 combat mastery, we went for melee. So melee gives us a 25% chance to roll damage and take the highest result. There's also a chance to save weapon charges, which is great for when we do some mage and range training, particularly mage at the beginning, because it's always hard to kind of get runes early on. This gets us into a good starting point to train our combat stats. Whilst we're here in Brimhaven Dungeon, there's some easy monsters that we can safe spot and get some quick tasks done that are actually quite decent points. So we safe spotted a greater demon and got 10 defense, after which we wore a spiny helmet, which gave us some nice points, and we scattered some ashes to finish it all off. So there's quite a lot of points in there. We left the dungeon and made our way to the charter ships to buy 11 bananas. We ate 1 banana for a task, and then we made our way to the Brimhaven agility course so that we could do 1 run that would give us some points along the way as well. We'll be back here at a later point to get some more points, but for now, this is what we need. Coming down to Karamja Volcano, we defeated a lesser demon that almost killed us, and then we safe spotted her to Zarket, which took us a good 10 minutes to kill it, but we got 30 points for it, so it was worth it at this stage. Then we made our way to the top of the volcano and killed an imp with an earth spell, which was some quick points, and that unlocked our first area in Varlamore, but we're not unlocking it just yet. We're going to keep on smashing out some points so that we can earn some relics before we move forward. At this point, I'd been sweating my butt off for 2 hours, so I wanted to sit back and relax a bit. So we utilized our tier 1 relic, which was Animal Wrangler, to fish some fish on the historical spot at Karamja where you fish lobbies and swordies. This brings me back so many memories, man, this area. But yeah, we smashed out some tasks here just by sitting back and relaxing, and that allowed us to get enough points for tier 3 relic. We unlocked Clue Compass because there is no other right answer, I promise you. Go with Clue Compass, otherwise you will have the biggest relic regret. Anyone who selected the bank heist or the other one, rest in peace, man. Skipping forward a bit, I went on my phone to do some tasks. I was pretty tired of just sitting at a desk all day, so yeah, I think we jumped up about 400 points while we were off, and then continued with our plan and knocked out some other tasks that we can do. Got some skills up through smithing, so that we can smith some armor for points, and then we moved on to doing some mining, utilizing our steel pickaxe that we bought earlier, and mining until we can get some more points. We hit the 2,000 point mark and mined 50 iron ore and 15 coal, which took some time, to be honest. It's not exactly quick. And then we moved our way towards doing some hunter to get some quick points as well. So overall, a very efficient first few hours, but also, you know, added some relaxation time in there as well. You know, that's very important, isn't it? We've been secretly knocking off some easy Karamja diary tasks, so we finished that off and gotten a XP lamp that we've chucked into prayer to go from level 1 to 32 prayer just off of 1 XP lamp. That makes it a lot easier to train prayer at the beginning because it's pretty hard just sitting there and burying bones one by one to get our first few levels. Really happy that we did that, and that allows us to use lamps going forward and use them into prayer to get our prayer up to 43 for protection prayers down the line. I think it's time for us to utilize Clue Compass and get some of these points locked behind clues. There's not as many this year as last year, but it's still really good early game, and having this insane relic to just power through these clues is amazing. Essentially what Clue Compass allows you to do is teleport to your current clue step as well as any stash units, so you can get around the game really easily, and you can actually pair this up with certain clues to allow you to get to areas, you know, to farm certain bosses and things like that. Barrows is a really good example for this, but we'll get to that later. But at this stage, by doing that grind, we were able to unlock our tier 4 relic quite quickly, which we went for reloaded into Friendly Forager. And with Friendly Forager, we're able to get tons and tons of herbs, and this guarantees our herb lore for the long run. With our areas, we don't have great ways of doing herb lore, and to be honest, I don't like farming at all. I absolutely hate it with a passion, so Friendly Forager just makes it easier for me, personally. Whilst we're doing these clues in the background, now let me tell you about today's spot. Nah, I'm just joking. What I actually wanted to talk about was how good Friendly Forager is. I don't think people know, but you can actually use Friendly Forager to choose the herb you want. So if you fill up your pouch with all the herbs that you don't want, and then take out the herbs you do want, you can selectively get those herbs whenever the Friendly Forager perk worked. So what I did was I filled up my pouch, and then I took out runners and irrits and qualms, and that allowed me to get early strength pots, attack pots, and prayer pots so that I can get into bossing quite early. Continuing on with our easy clue grind, we decided our aim for this first episode is to do 75 easy clues before we unlock Varlamore. The reason for this is by having Karamja and Misthalin only, we only get clue steps in those regions, so it makes doing these easy clues a little bit easier. That's what we did. We smashed out these easy easy clues and got loads of tasks for filling collection log slots and item slots. At the end of it all, we achieved over 3,000 league points, tier 4 Relic, putting us really close to tier 5, and our first starter region, which is Varlamore, that we're now ready to unlock and explore in the next episode. Be sure to stick around, as in the next episode we're going to be powering up our combat masteries and attaining even higher tier relics. So if you want to see that, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Majin Buu, out.